welcome to the Bucket List Show. I'm Tammy Crandall with Journey Venture Travel and Tours and Barron Real Estate, and I am joined by my co-host,
Rebecca Denise, also with Barron Real Estate, as well as Superior Storage.
The intention of the Bucket List Show is to serve you so we can help you fill your bucket to live your most abundant life, and what that means for each and every one of you, as well as us here within studio. Could be something as simple as paddleboarding, parasailing.
Writing a book.
Yeah, writing a book. Spending a week on the beach.
Traveling.
Total solitude.
Yeah.
Joining a specific ministry if you wanted to, or helping the homeless. I mean, it just varies on so many levels.
Going to Hawaii.
Yes, we're going to keep saying that every week that we're talking until we get her to Hawaii, and then we'll make sure we share all the pictures and video with you.
Do my happy dance.
But we are so happy to have in studio a regular of ours, Calvin Johnsoin, with Visita Home Inspection and Services. Welcome, Calvin.
Welcome back.
Yeah, nice to have you here.
It's good to have you. I want to make sure, we've entered a time period. We're here in Florida. It's June. I'm going to put a little bit of a timestamp. We try to stay away from that sometimes.
Right.
But because we've entered this season, we call it hurricane season, okay?
Yeah.
There are so many things that we want to make sure that we talk about that are advantages to what Calvin does for people. And one of those things involves wind mitigation, right?
Yep,
Wind mitigation. So let's talk about that. Why would anyone be concerned about wind mitigation?
Well, the wind mitigation used for the insurance company determine the cost of your premium. Mm-hmm. And if you can discover some of the discounts that your home can be equipped with, then you can actually save a lot of money with the insurance.
Oh, gotcha.
And we're finding out that a lot of people are overpaying for insurance. Even though you had a rate increase, but a lot of people are still paying unnecessary for things that they're unaware that they can save if they add this or take away that, or
Gotcha. Okay.
So, but the wind mitigation inspection itself, that's obviously, it's more of a defense mechanism to protect the home.
Right.
Absolutely. So what do you do during the inspection? What does that consist of?
We look at things that were potential risk to the home that the insurance company is going to look at.
Okay.
And stuff. And as far as the age of the roof, we look at how the roof is attached to the building itself. Also nailing patterns and stuff, as far as the sheeting, plywood sheeting, type of roof, the roof shape of the home.
Okay.
And all those play a major role in discounts.
And just, as a matter or statement of fact from personal experience, I had several years back, I had a wind mitigation inspection done on my home, and was surprised to discover that once I paid that fee to have it done, that it saved me hundreds of dollars every year on my insurance.
Right.
So, it's certainly worth.
So they wouldn't do a wind mitigation inspection, would be continual, it'd be ongoing.
Right.
So you're going to continue the history of that roof and see where you are.
Right. If you just had an inspection done, say more than a year, but you switch an insurance company, then you would need to get an updated wind report. But if you stayed with the same insurance company, then 5 years on record, that report would be okay.
Okay, so 5 years.
So that's a good guideline to know.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Because oftentimes you find out, so I'll go ahead and use the old report. It was done last year, or 2 years ago. Well, to get a better rate, you would have to go ahead and redo it over for the newer insurance company.
So when you do it, then you have that 5-year waiting period. You're basically doing to make sure it's safe, a renewal for the insurance to keep that discount in place.
The updates changes the condition of it.
Right.
Because you had the 5 years difference. Because within 5 years, a lot of roofs going to be past a 20-year mark or 15-year mark of life expectancy.
Does it measure the amount of wind it could sustain, the speed of the wind, that type?
Well, it more so tell the insurance company how much wind that house can take before it will start damaging or causing things to happen within the home.
That was what I was asking. I said it backwards, sorry.
Yeah, well, and I was looking too on the website, because you really have a great website. If people are looking for information for a variety of things and inspections, I'm sure that there are some companies out there that might give you a small blurb
Right.
And then it's basically call me, you know.
Right.
But what I love is your site, which is VCITA.homeinspection.com, VCITA, homeinspection.com. When you go to that website, there's so many details of things. So in regards to the wind mitigation, I was surprised to see that part of the wind mitigation techniques involved garage doors. Like
Right.
I would not think of that. So where does garage doors fit into the equation for that?
Well, garage doors could also be your weakest link in your home and your biggest opening. Because what happens is, if a strong wind, over a certain amount of miles per hour come through, your garage door could be a big opening and can blow in, and that can lift the roof off of the house.
Gotcha.
As opposed to, all openings can do it, but you're talking about a wider door, that opening that can lift a bigger portion of the roof off, as opposed to a front door.
Right,
size,
it's a smaller entry
right,
point.
smaller entry point into the home.
Especially if it's an older house and they updated
Right.
the roof, but the garage door is the same door that
Right.
doesn't have that safety lock for a hurricane,
Right.
and that kind of defeats the purpose. So
Right,
you would
exactly.
include that too. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Right. Now, do people typically do a wind mitigation in conjunction with a full home inspection, or
Right. Yes, it's pretty much always done with the home inspection, unless the person decided that they're not going to get insurance on the property and just purchase or pay it out cash.
gotcha?
That's pretty much the only time that that a person would not try to get the wind mitigation done.
Gotcha.
But then home inspection itself, we kind of still tell the homeowner, how strong the house is built.
You need to do it right.
Right, just not done on the forms.
Is there a certain age of a roof that you wouldn't go inspect, just knowing that it's probably, if it's a 30-year original roof or something like that?
We do a little bit different insofar as the inspection. Of course, we would inspect any home, but if we realize there's no way that the property is going to get insurance, even while we're there as far as the inspection, we'll make the homeowner aware of it. So therefore, and we'll point out what problems that's there, so they can determine whether or not they want to move further with the inspection or hold off, because of the fact that if it's not going to be insurable, there's no need to go ahead and complete the inspection report
Gotcha.
and
Okay.
and save the money or have those things fixed beforehand. Because if not, you have to pay again, and then then you already know you're not going to get insurance, even if you continue with the report or the inspection.
Which really brings up a good topic too, that kind of falls in line with that, is if you happen to be a homeowner who is selling that home and you know that your home has some age on some of these things, should they be getting an inspection done prior to putting it up on the market?
Absolutely, it's the best smart decision I think that a lot of people are starting to do that now, and this is a pretty much good smart decision to do that, because you prepare for if a person's going to make an offer on your home, whether or not the offer is going to be where they can get insurance on it before you
Absolutely.
take it off the market. Because we did find a lot of homes are uninsurable. They were taking off the market for 30 days till they get the inspection, the appraisal, and everything else, and then
Then they're readjusting it.
yeah, then you can't get insurance. So then therefore, you're 30 days with nobody being able to
make that offer.
to make an offer or to know that your home, the next buyer is not going to be able to purchase your home.
Exactly.
Anyone's not going to be able to purchase it.
So in
Unless
most
it's cash.
cases, people are doing a home inspection because they do need the insurance. So if it's a cash buyer, you're normally not seeing where someone wants a home inspection just to prepare for the resale if they're doing a flip.
Right.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's interesting. And
Yeah.
even probably all the off-market properties that are, are you seeing foreclosures or anything like that coming up through the banks?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Beginning to see those stuff because of the insurance. In fact, a lot of people are now moving and merging together as far as families because the insurance
Yeah,
have been getting expensive and unaffordable when you're on a fixed income.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, we all have our villages, don't we?
yeah,
Yeah.
correct. And that's a tough time as we go into hurricane season. I went to a networking lunch and they had the chief meteorologist from CBS here. And obviously they're saying that there's going to be 17 storms.
Right.
He was saying likely for Florida there will be 7 storms, but they could be high categories.
Right.
And they were even kind of teetering of that little bit of a 6. I'm like, no, just keep it at 5.
There you go.
But, so it is
Yeah.
crucial to have this conversation and for people to prepare. So
Yeah.
that's important.
And the other thing we have now, because of technology and AI coming into play and stuff, now we can almost predict with accuracy of what's the wind rating in that area that's coming, that's going to hit or probable in that area.
Well, that's
So,
interesting.
Yeah, so it's almost like the crystal ball type thing. You say, okay, it's a 60% chance the wind's going to blow 50 miles per hour and higher this year,
Right.
and it's been pretty accurate. I
Yeah.
think what they've done, they've taken all the weather professionals, merged them together, and come up with a software or kind of like the crystal ball, I guess I would say,
Right.
where they can pretty much predict.
Wow.
They're taking all that data and
On a
Right,
and then
yeah.
they could
trend.
figure it
So,
out.
you're right. So everybody creates
Yeah.
their own data independently of each other, and then you bring all that
Yep.
data together, and then you give it a
Merge
rating
it, blend
system.
it, yeah.
Right, blend it. And says,
You know,
okay.
even if you look in the Treasure Coast area, there is older inventory.
Right.
And you worry about a hurricane, you're like, well, that house has been here for 60 years. It's
Right.
been fine. And it may still be fine, but then it'd be that one hurricane that hits that area and, so that's the hard part where it becomes, predictability. Because you would know that
Right.
area it would suffer damages had it hit that area.
Right,
It just
exactly.
hasn't.
So,
So,
yeah, so with that, it gives you the opportunity to prepare better.
Right, right.
oh, absolutely.
With the chances, if someone says, hey, it's 90% chance you're gonna get robbed. Well, it'd be better. It'd be better
Better get
to-
some good locks.
Yeah.
it'd be
Some
better to
security
Step up those
system.
locks a little bit.
No, there's-
and that's what you do with the data that we give you.
Right. Well, that
with
makes
the
sense.
wind report.
Of course,
And stuff.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course.
Say,
You know,
okay,
of course.
that tree in the front yard now, that
Needs
doesn't
some
handle
trimming.
50 miles per hour wind no more.
Right.
So,
Yeah, and that's funny because I keep on saying I have to prepare for hurricane season while we're
Yeah.
here,
Right.
and even just water. I went yesterday locally to grab water, and the shelves was empty, and I'm like, okay, so now everyone must be preparing, but me.
Yeah, people are.
So
yeah.
what do you think about metal roofs?
metal roofs are good. They have their pros and cons.
Okay.
And what have you. We it's kind of see with the metal roofs. I mean, because there are different types and gauges and stuff of metal roofs. The ones with you can see all the screws on top. Most likely, they have more exposure because of the fact of the expansion, contraction, the rubber gaskets that's underneath the screw heads. More holes in your roof.
Right.
More areas. of-
Probabilities for
Yeah.
leakage.
Right. Yeah, that's true, too.
Exactly. As versus the seamless ones where you don't have the exposure of nails sticking up through because it's hidden underneath the
Right.
other panel.
There's so many different things to choose
Yeah.
from
It's
now.
all these little caveats. Yeah.
So it's always good to call us and we'll give you the pros and cons. 'Cause
Good.
we don't sell metal roofs.
Yeah.
That's
We
right.
inspect them and we
That's
inspected
right.
quite a few, so we can tell you a lot of good
Which
advice.
ones work well, which
Right.
ones don't.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly. Which one's
Even the
better?
idea, your website is such a resource for people who
Right.
don't understand it.
Absolutely.
And especially if they're going to build new or something.
Yeah, and we offer all the resources and stuff absolutely free. You can call us anytime, and we can answer all those questions for you. We do offer the roof inspections and stuff like that, and then
Do you find that you're busier during this time of year?
we pretty much stay busy all year. And sometimes we switch more, in the sense of it'll be more insurance claims or insurance inspections as opposed to home
Right.
purchasing inspection.
Well, that makes sense, especially
But-
after a storm.
Yeah, and so because we go behind insurance companies, we go behind roofers, we go behind all those appraisals and
Right.
those guys and stuff like that, and give an unbiased opinion. So
Well, that's good.
yeah, so
Well, and it helps to have a person who's an expert in that area
Right.
to take that look. I wouldn't begin to know.
right.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, it looks great to me.
Yeah,
that,
looks
that would be.
It's clean.
And most people.
It's up there still.
Yeah, and most people do see it that way. They say, okay, you walk in and they don't see any water stains on the ceiling, and they don't go up on the roof and looks from the ground. It's okay, but looking from the ground is to a certain extent a disadvantage because you need an overall area view, which we use drones and
Oh,
thermal
good.
imaging. And
Nice. That's
all
good
that
too for the
equipment.
water.
So you can
Yeah.
see the weak areas within the structure.
Right, and
Okay.
we because of our experience, we know all the pretty much pinpoint all the areas that are potential leak areas. You know, areas that we know have always have more leaks than others.
Right.
We know those areas, and those areas that we pinpoint and focused on, and use drones and crawl up into that area,
Yeah,
and
that's
just to make
amazing.
sure you're safe and there's no leaks and hidden leaks.
But that's the only way you really could do the inspection is you got to get up in there.
Right, you got to.
Yeah.
And so, you know, of course,
So, you know-
my size allowed me to get further.
That's right.
That wouldn't work for me.
That's a good thing
But it's
for
okay.
us, not so good for you,
Yeah, but
right?
it's job security for me right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, listen,
Something's growing here and
the market's still busy, so you
Right,
know,
the market's
they
still-
need good, solid home inspections regardless.
Yes.
And then obviously you tie into the insurance claims. It's crucial.
Right, yeah, and we give, you know, we don't sell insurance, that's why we give you some of the best, honest advice
Right.
That you
when it
can
comes
get.
to
And that's what they're
insurance as
asking
well.
for.
Right.
You know, that
And that's what
integrity
people
of the
want.
inspection.
Right, yeah.
And I think, you know, people may be a little bit more cognitive now because we're seeing all these different weather patterns and storms. So I think it's a little bit more in the forefront. Like we need to
Right.
prepare and take care of ourselves and
Well,
make
that-
good choices.
Yeah,
Not just
absolutely.
stay and wave and, you know, try to, you know.
Well, and there's so much information out there. We've talked
Oh,
about
yeah.
that. There's so much out there that can just make you dizzy trying
Yeah.
to find it.
Right,
You know, stop killing yourself trying to save a couple of dollars sometimes.
Right.
It's a matter of, you know, find yourself a good professional like Calvin here
right,
And that was
and help and let him do what he does.
Right.
Let him work
Yeah.
his magic.
that's it.
You
absolutely.
know? So I'm going to go ahead and take a break. We're going to take a 2-minute break.
Okay,
And we're going to come back and talk a little bit more about what you do on the inspection side, but we're going to kind of shift it to the new home stuff that's going on in the area. We got tons of
Absolutely.
building, so we'll be right back. Journey Venture Travel and Tours, where it's about your journey, not just the destination. Picture a world full of amazing places yet to be discovered. Where do you begin? Whether your bucket list includes cruising in the Caribbean, exploring vast nature in Alaska, or experiencing exotic worldwide places, we're here to help you fill your bucket to live your most abundant life. Your journey begins from the moment you let go and let us handle the details for you. So call us today. Journey Venture Travel and Tours, 772-882-3165.
Welcome back, everyone. I am Rebecca Denise from the Bucket List Show, co-host with Tammy Crandell. So thank you for coming back. We're going to continue our conversation with Calvin Johnsoin, and we're going to talk about the topic of new construction. So what are your thoughts on if someone has a new construction property, they're buying it, should they still be doing a home inspection, and why?
okay, absolutely, because of
Okay.
the fact that when you build something and it's your work, sometimes a person has a tendency to skip out on things. You need someone else to follow through and check behind another person that's on your side.
Right, okay.
And what have you. We found many buildings that should have failed inspection, but they have passed.
Okay.
And what have you. We found attics they had the no insulation.
Wow.
Yeah, people living in a home
Wow.
for years, never realizing that there was never any insulation.
Wow.
And was signed off on it.
Yeah, because even when they do the final walkthrough,
Right.
I think customers think that the city or the town did their inspections through the
Right.
construction phase, so then they assume it's perfect.
Right, and things happen.
Correct, things
Yeah.
happen. So for a customer, should they do a home inspection in phases as the house is built or at the end?
We've done both, and
Okay.
probably during the construction.
Okay.
It's better because it gives us the opportunity to see behind the walls, you know, physically, those things.
Right.
We do have technology that can see through the walls after construction, which is what we use now. But also being able to not have everything open too is even better.
Okay.
'Cause yeah.
And what about, like, you know, they have the house for a year, it settles, you know, literally
Right.
settles. Should they have a home inspection then, prior to maybe the warranty expiring?
Yes, and we do that, and a lot of people do call for that.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Because
That
in
makes
fact,
sense.
sometimes they discover things that are failing before the year,
Right.
and then sometimes they don't see things that are failing that we find.
Right.
That would be cost ticketed items if they didn't get spotted before the warranty.
Well, you don't want things to happen like, you know, unfortunately for my husband and I can speak when we first built our home. I'm sure we had some form of inspection done. I couldn't tell you what kind of inspection we had done, whether that was initiated by us or on the, I don't remember us initiating that.
Right.
So I'm just assuming the mortgage company
Right.
did something. But at the same time, we're a year and a half in, and we didn't realize that, we have French doors on the master, and there are, the kick plates underneath the doors,
Right.
and the windows on the second story. That was when Tropical Storm Faye was blowing through here,
Right.
and that rain just happened to be hitting that side of our house.
Okay.
And unfortunately for me, I discovered that at 10 o'clock at night when I went to step out of my bed and stepped into a puddle.
Yep.
And we had water pouring underneath the doors. We had water pouring into the windows upstairs all night long until the storm had passed.
Oh, that's major damage.
Yeah.
Thousands of dollars worth of damage.
Yeah.
And it was something as simple as they had not sealed those spaces.
Yeah. Yep.
And then the customer, they wouldn't know because we're not builders, and
Right,
that's why
exactly.
we're relying on it. So if a customer does it like a year later or staggers it with the warranty, how do you do? Like, do you drill into the drywall? Do you have
No,
technology?
we use a
or-
lot of thermal imaging
Okay.
cameras and radar and all that.
So all the cool technology.
Oh,
Right.
oh yeah, all that expensive equipment
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Goggles on.
Yeah.
You're the Navy SEAL of inspections.
Oh, there you go.
And we
See?
kind of pride ourselves on being more of the advanced type of home inspectors and stuff. So
Correct.
if there's some equipment out there that will help us do our job or provide a better service to a person, we get
That
that
makes
equipment.
sense.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah,
good.
because-
Good to know.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, the reason that we talked about this topic is there was a customer who's buying a new construction, and the builder stated you don't need it because the city did 42 inspections, but then they charged them to do a full appraisal, and I'm thinking, well, the appraisal wouldn't be what I would do at that time. It would have
Right.
been the home inspection.
Right.
So it was funny how it was flipped, possibly to their advantage. I'm not sure, but I would still think that a home inspection would
Right.
make sense.
Well, I mean, if you think about it,
Such
when
a
a person
big-
buys a home, it's buying a home is usually the largest investment that
absolutely.
anybody ever makes.
right.
So spend the extra money
Correct.
to get an appropriate inspection
Right.
done.
Somebody's on your side. See, the builder's trying to sell that home. We're not trying to sell you
Right.
anything, and so we just there to give you
You're the non-biased judge,
the absolutely.
But people,
jury, and ruler right there.
Right. We want you to be in a home. We want you to have
Right.
that dream or that place and stuff. But we also just want you to know what
Right.
you're getting.
right, and when you're a customer and you're doing that transaction, even for myself, if they said the house built, I'd be great. The house built, it looks good. I wouldn't know the difference, and
Right.
I certainly wouldn't go up in an attic, or I wouldn't even know what I'm looking for.
Right. And exactly. And that's where we come in to see those things. You would
Yeah.
not go and look. Yours is more of a. Ours is visual, but also ours a little bit more in a sense of putting those things to the test.
True.
Making sure the air condition
Right.
provides the right amount of cool and
And then
hot
the other
air
thing
when
is,
it
Of
needs it.
course.
Yeah.
And that's important here in the state of Florida.
Yeah.
Correct. And
It's
even-
hot here.
That's it. Right.
But even the idea that you could teach the customer, how to maintain that air conditioner.
Right, exactly.
Or, what should you be doing, and, to keep it maintained and longevity.
Right.
And obviously the resources that you have, that's the gift
Yeah,
beyond.
of
Right.
having us, and what makes it so good too is that we're local. We here,
Right.
we live in the same homes you live in and stuff. We experience all the builders that most likely built your home, and we also have where even though the inspection's been done a year ago, or by us, or in our team, we still have all that information that you can call us back 2, 3, 4, 5 years
Right.
later and ask us questions and stuff, and we'll help guide you in some of those things.
Right. And the visual tell the story, because if you did it 5 years ago or a year ago,
Right.
you already know and have it on file. So that
Right,
is
exactly.
certainly-
We remember your home
Right.
once we get in there.
Now, with the idea that, with the idea that we have storms that come through, we've had several storms in the last several months that involved hail.
Right.
And
Flooding.
we haven't seen that in a while,
Yeah.
that frequently. So when someone has something like that come through their area and they know that their specific area has been affected by hail, sometimes the initial response is, oh, thank God, my car was underneath the carport because I don't have any dents on the car. And they think about the car, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So should they, at that time, do you think it's wise or prudent for them to have a home inspector come out, take a look at their roof or something?
Here's this what happened, and this was several cases where insurance companies were saying that those damages were already existing, and it wasn't because of the storm. Well, because of the fact that we taken very good detailed time, date, stamp photos, that those things wasn't existing before the storm, and then they said it was existing, we were able to,
fight for your client.
Right.
That's amazing.
Because no denying that, because we're not able to change the time, date, stamp of the photos that we've taken.
Right.
And so the insurance company then go ahead and pay out. It's less argument because then the burden of proof is.
You've already proved it.
Even they then see it for themselves that there's no way he can do this.
Right. So it was damage from the storm.
Any of that is. Right. We'll go ahead and pay it.
Right. If someone wants to do the inspection in phases on a new construction, is there a certain time frame that you want to, would it be when the foundation's in or the next step?
Yeah, we give them kind of like a blueprint of
Okay.
time stamps that says whenever you pass this inspection, call us. Whenever you pass this inspection, call us. Or we'll keep up with the builder.
Okay.
As they pass certain inspection, we know to just run by there to take those photos.
Yeah, because I think it would make more sense to stagger it.
Right.
And just kind of, and that's a learning tool as it's being built for the homeowner.
Right.
I mean, they'll have their walkthrough, or they'll learn it, but I think it might be an easier way to see it that way.
Right, because once sheetrock goes on a wall, a lot of things could be hidden behind it.
Of course.
Not,
right.
It's not right, done right, or
Yeah, and the towns may not be opening up the wall to see if the electrical.
Right, exactly.
What about renovations? So are you doing like a renovation inspection before and after, or like in a flip, or is that something that's out there?
We can give you advice on renovations and stuff because of us being here doing the inspection. We can tell you what walls, we can't sign off on anything, but we can tell you what walls are not
a little bit of guidance
that you can, you can get those things removed, those walls removed. Still going through the legal channels, but being able to say, being a first point of contact of saying, that wall can be removed.
Yeah, this is a safe way to do this.
Yeah.
And definitely don't touch that one.
Right, that's good. Scratch that plan.
Yeah. Well, that's good to have because, if someone's trying that, and people are doing it, they're buying second homes or vacation homes, and they are renovating, and not everybody would know if it's a barren wall or not.
Exactly.
I have difficulty hanging up a photo, like a frame, to let them know where it's going to stay or not. So that's a good, resource to have for the customers.
And stuff, and people hang pictures all the time. They hanging on the outer wall, say the screw and the drywall messed up, and hanging on the inner wall and went right through. And so
that's me.
There you go. Yep. So it's two different type of.
I'm like, that spot looks good, and it didn't stay.
Yeah,
I know.
That 2-inch nail didn't quite go in on
this
wall.
I don't even know how they tell.
It's
like a secret.
It went through the wall.
It's like magic. Who's doing that?
Yeah.
So anything new on your bucket list?
Let me see. Definitely. Got some new equipment that's coming in.
Okay.
Good.
And so far as the inspection.
Yeah. Nice.
We'll be able to now hear behind the wall as far as termites and.
Oh, how amazing! That's
good. Interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, $6,000 piece of equipment.
Wow. You almost don't want to know though.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
And so
So now you're the bug hunter.
The bug hunter. Absolutely.
Well, that is interesting that they have technology
I would
to even hear
I would
that.
not even begin to think of that.
Yeah, and now we'll probably hear all those lizards that are,
You sure will. You'll be able to hear them and stuff. It's coming out real soon.
Oh, well, good for you.
So,
Listen, growing your company and investing in it is
what
we all
absolutely.
do.
We want to give the best.
Yeah, good for you.
You'll have to, throw a demo out there on your website.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
We're definitely working on that.
Yeah, we just don't want them to test our house. I don't want to know if there's like a little creepy crawler behind that wall.
And right now, so far, we will be the only one in the area that have that equipment.
Let us know. We'd like to showcase that.
It'll be the same cost.
Good for you.
Wow.
Yeah, we're just going to give you better
service. Oh, that's
so
fantastic.
what about your personal bucket list?
Okay,
Because that was why we started the bucket list show. Because everybody
right.
has a to-do list for work or home, but we forget about ourselves. So what's on your personal bucket list?
Oh, okay.
Anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna do some traveling.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some
Perfect.
traveling and stuff, and I got some.
What's first on your list?
It's want to go probably to Yellowstone Park.
Nice.
Oh, very
Yeah,
nice.
That would be beautiful
Yeah,
to see the
I
park.
always seen the pictures and
Yeah.
all that good stuff. Get out there with the wild animals.
Go
Oh,
see Yogi
yeah.
Bear.
No cell service. I don't think. I don't know. Maybe they do that.
They probably do at this point, but just pretend they don't,
Right.
and you're
Yes.
off the radar for a week.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. But
Well, good. Well,
Yeah,
that'll
like
be
that.
awesome.
and then she does traveling.
Right.
That's
so
right.
So we're gonna.
I'm gonna get you on that cruise ship.
Book
Yeah,
that cruise,
that
brand
new
new.
one, that MS.
Oh yeah,
MSC.
MSC,
Yeah,
World
2025,
America, yeah,
I think.
2025, yeah. The MSC World America comes out
Yeah.
Yeah.
next late spring.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
planning my bucket list, which is Hawaii, so I want to go for my 40th birthday.
There you go.
More than 40, but I just figured I'd put it out there.
Well, hey, nothing wrong with
Yeah,
that.
you know.
Claim it, Rebecca.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't think I can, though. Just having
Definitely.
fun.
So yeah, definitely get with you on that cruise.
Well,
ship.
yeah, and we can help make that happen for you, Calvin. And we take great joy in getting families out there to do what they want to be able to do off
Absolutely.
their bucket list. Like I said, I know Hawaii is that one for you.
It's so important, you know.
And I told her she doesn't even have to go alone.
Yes.
I'm good either
together.
way. Listen, I'll bring my pet rock or something. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right.
being silly.
Well, listen, we talked about a lot today. You're always an amazing guest to have on
Yeah.
because you never run out of things to talk about.
Right.
So many things, and especially for things that are so important to the residents here on the Treasure Coast and across our country, making sure that the biggest investment that they have is well protected by getting the appropriate inspections done. So we'll bring you back again. So
Yep.
we're looking forward to that. So in the meantime, we want to make sure that everybody watching or listening knows how to reach you. How do they reach you, Calvin?
Okay. Of course, you can go to my website, www.visita, homeinspection.com, and then also phone number 772-224-5655.
All right. Well, thank you again for joining us.
Yes.
You know, the time always goes by
Too fast.
so
It
very
does.
quickly.
Too much fun.
Do you have any other things to discuss
No, I
today,
don't. So we'll
Rebecca?
post this information so we could see Calvin's website.
Right.
We'll share it on our site. But thank you for being here, Calvin. We do appreciate it. My name is Rebecca Denise, co-host of the Bucket List Show, and please be kind, everyone.
Yeah, Tammy Crandall with Journey Adventure Travel and Tours and Barron Real Estate, as well as co-host of the Bucket List Show. If you need to reach me at all, you have questions, we certainly welcome your input as to what you'd like to see on future shows. So reach out to us. You can either reach us at noboxes@thebucketlist.life, or you can also contact me directly on my cell, 772-579-9536.
And my number's 203-482-7297. Be kind, everybody.